Warning, Prospect Watch is not your average hockey podcast, and that's okay with us. Our goal is to introduce you to stars in the making from all over the world. They may not be household names yet, but we assure you they will be soon enough. Welcome to Prospect Watch.
Hello and welcome to Prospect Watch, a podcast that focuses solely on the discovery and promotion of some of the best young talent in the game today from all reaches of the world. I'm your host, Lance Green, and of course that guy over there is my co-host, Steel. Steel, how are you?
I am doing fantabulous, and Lance, I'll tell you what, man, I think we got another amazing prospect lined up for you guys to check out. Oh my gosh, chomping at the bit to try to get this young man on the show. Finally got him on. Here we go, in the flesh, James Hardie. Oh my gosh. Ready to go.
James, how are you?
Amazing. How are you guys?
Awesome. Great to have you on. Like Steel said, you've been having a great season, and we'll get into that in just a little bit. So, guys, if you don't know and aren't familiar with James, I'm about to give you a little bit of a rundown here, all right? James is a 21-year-old sharpshooting left winger that has been playing for the OHL's Mississauga Steelheads for the past few years. And guys, I'm here to tell you this player has been vastly overlooked, and here's why. In his first year of being draft eligible back in 2020, James finished 6th in scoring in the OHL in goals, right? With names only as Jack Quinn, Marco Rossi, Jacob Perlow, Cole Perfetti, and Tyson Forrester being the only players ending the season that year with more lamplighters than him. Now, mind you, all of those players I just listed were taken by various teams in the first round that year, but for some reason, not Hardie. What may be even more surprising for you to hear is that same season, James even managed to outscore prospect Quentin Byfield, you may be familiar with that name, by 2 goals that season. And Byfield was taken by the Kings 2nd overall that year. All right. But somehow he still managed to go undrafted, right? I don't get it, Steel. I don't get it. So, of course, after not being...
What's the matter with these people?
I don't know. So after not being drafted the following season, James set out for redemption, right? But unfortunately, COVID hit. And his league, the OHL, was then shut down for the entire season, resulting in Hardie not being able to prove his worth to the likes of the NHL scouts and executives alike. So finally, last season, James had his chance to prove himself once more. And that he did, I think, scoring an incredible 41 goals and 36 assists for a total of 77 points. And to put his goal totals from that year into perspective.
That's getting her done.
Shane Wright, right? Everybody's consensual number 1 overall pick.
Yeah.
He ended up going 4th overall, right? To the Kraken this past summer. He only amassed 32 goals in the OHL for the Kingston Frontenacs. That's a 9-goal difference, all right? But still, in this draft, Hardie's name wasn't called either. And I don't understand it, folks. He was, once again, one of the most lethal goal scorers in the OHL. All right? So, yet again, this season, he stepped up and he was named captain of the Steelheads. And, once again, this season, James is averaging a 1.39 points per game pace right now with 28 goals and 29 assists for 57 points right now in just 41 games played. So you think about it, right? That's pretty impressive, right? But if he continues on this pace, he's due to score 45 goals, 47 assists for 92 points. Now, why has he gone undrafted to this point, or at least signed as an undrafted free agent, is beyond me, folks.
I know.
But we're here to showcase players like this. This is what this show is all about, right? Guys that may have been overlooked and are deserving or some attention, right? So, Steel, why don't you start off by firing off some questions off of this young man just to see what kind of player this kid is?
Well, I got to tell you, for one, watching your game progress from when we first met you a couple years ago to where your game is today. You've grown in your vision. Your skating has gotten a lot better, and boy, do you know how to shoot the freaking puck, man. You know how to find the back of that. Like, the puck just seems to find you. I don't know. I don't get it. Okay. So when you're not at the rink, what do you like to do for fun? Like, what's the off season look like for you when you're not at the rink and, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I'm a big golfer, so
okay.
I love to play golf. Me and my dad play almost every day throughout the summer. My daily thing, I wake up, I go to the gym around 8 in the morning, and right from there I'll skate, and then I'm at the golf course the rest of the day.
That's a pretty nice life there. That's a pretty nice
I'll say. So what do you have any like particular golf courses that you like to go to, or you just kind of go to your local one there, or wherever you're playing, or whatever?
I have a golf membership up in Barrie. Me and my dad do.
Okay, right. There you go. So that's the golf course you go to every day?
Yeah, usually, yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of clubs are you using nowadays?
I got the new TaylorMade clubs.
All right.
Oh, there you go.
That's not bad.
That's a good lay. That's a good lay. All right, good deal.
All right. So what is something you found yourself working on the most this summer to try to improve upon your game this season?
Yeah, I think one thing is just my skating. I started working with a new skating coach throughout this summer and just, lengthening my stride. So I'm not putting as much effort in to just go even faster. And, it's stuck in my game to another level where I'm able, to play 25, 26 minutes a night here and, not be tired and have my legs being going at the same time and playing well. And, just working with him really helped me out a lot this summer.
Okay.
Wow, that's awesome. It's really shown through too, because you can definitely tell now that you seem to it seems like you're anticipating plays a little bit more because you're there before the rest of the guys are. You know what I mean? Because your skating's a little faster and stuff like that. So
you got to jump this year, yeah?
Exactly. And so, well, what do you think is your strongest attribute or skill?
Yeah, I'd say just like my hockey IQ and my scoring sense. I think I'm able to find quiet areas that a lot of people aren't able to. And, when I find those areas, I'm pretty good at shooting the puck, like you said. So when I find those areas, I'm usually going to the net or I'm making a play to someone and that I see open. And, I think that's my biggest asset as a player.
Where's your favorite spot to shoot from on the ice?
Probably my one-timer side, like a power play,
okay.
That circle area over there. It's probably my favorite spot.
All right.
Okay, kind of Ovechkin-like?
Yeah. Actually, I just saw a clip of them. He just posted a video of him playing Pittsburgh, and he was just standing in the dot, didn't move, and then scored. So
right.
Just ripping them.
Yeah, right.
All right. So, as you know, I've written a couple of articles on you in the past, and in doing so, both, myself and Steel have had the pleasure of watching you and your games over the last couple of seasons. Now, you're a dynamic scorer who plays, for what I see, the best off the puck, I would say. And am I right in that statement? I think you just hit on the fact that, you're able to find those spots and everything like that. And if I am right, who could be an NHL player that you would tend to model your game after, or at least take in little bits of that game to put into yours?
Yeah, I think talking to my coach, he's pretty close with Tyler Toffoli, and watching him play, I kind of like him. He's a good 200-foot player, great leader. He's won a couple Stanley Cups, and guy can put the puck in the back of the net too. So. Just watching him play, watching how he creates for himself and, the way he carries himself around as a human being as well. It's just, it's someone like him.
I think he's a very underrated player, for sure. He does have a couple of cups and, he did go out and get that big free agent deal. But, I think people sleep on him a lot, and his numbers are there every single year. So that's a pretty cool comparison. Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
Because that's the type of player that, that's one of those quiet type of players that does the little things, that does, like you said, James, goes into those quiet areas and gets those things done. You know what I mean? You need those players in the game so that you become a cohesive unit. You know what I mean? And I think that's kind of what Toffoli does for his team. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So, all right, I got to throw this out here at you. All right. So I used to be a professional chef. So, I always I ask all of our guests, right? So, what's your like favorite pregame meal, or are you cooking? Are you trying? Are you dabbling? Or what do you like to eat?
So my billet mom that I live with here in Mississauga, she makes the best chicken parm you'll ever have in your life.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, chicken parm and pasta, and I look forward to the chicken parm and pasta just as much as I do going to the game. It's amazing.
That's
And I
awesome.
got a game tomorrow, so I am excited.
There
Okay,
you
so
go.
you're gonna have chicken. So the other night when you had 4 assists, right? Did you have chicken parm and pasta that night?
Yeah, and then the
Yeah, buddy.
next day we had another game, and I was like, I needed it again. Like, you got to make it again, and she did, and I had 4 assists again. So I was like, all right, this is the thing.
That's
There
awesome.
you go.
That's awesome. Cool beans.
So with that pregame meal, kind of in thought process here, do you have any like game day rituals besides that, like that you have to get done, or before a big game, you usually always do before a big game?
I used to have a lot of routines, and then coming to this year, it's just I didn't want to put a lot of pressure on myself where I go to the rink and I'm like, I got to do this or I'm not going to play good, and it kind of gets in your own head. So I kind of just take the more laid back kind of thing. Obviously I get to the rink super early. I do a little stretch and I take my stick and stuff like that, but I don't try and have too many routines because then it kind of just for me it just kind of gets in my own head and I'm thinking about, oh, I didn't do this one routine, so my game's going to be off tonight. So I try not to do that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Well, there you go. Because sometimes we've come across some players that and especially goaltenders, like yours truly up there, have some yeah. Anyway, so
Right. A little weird, or a little
yeah,
weird. That's all.
but that's okay though. That's good because that goes to show some where your head is. You know what I mean? You know what you need to do. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so for fans out there watching, do you have like a certain brand of stick or a curve? Like what's the curve on your blade? And or do you prefer what do you prefer to play with?
Yeah, I use Bauer right now. I've always liked to use Bauer. They have probably the nicest stick in my opinion. It's super light. It feels like you're not even holding anything in your hands. I use a mid-toe curve. It's called P28. That's what I use. And then we just got to trade it for a guy who spray paints his stick white at the bottom. So I thought I'd give it a try, and it looks pretty good. So I'm gonna stick with it.
All right.
So you spray paint the bottom of your stick white, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, there you go. Well, you know what, Lance? We've been hearing that P28 curve a lot, haven't we?
Yeah, it's been a couple of different
Pretty
people
popular.
now. They like that. So
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome, man. Awesome.
all right. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you attended some NHL camps. Can you tell me who those camps might have been for, and what you were able to take from those experiences?
Yeah. So during COVID, when our season got shut down, I was up with the Marlies for a few months where I didn't get into game action, but I was skating with them and training with them, and it was just a cool experience to be up at the pro level, see what it's like, on a day-to-day basis as a pro. That following season, going into the year, I was invited to go to the Toronto Maple Leafs camp, and I was up with them. It's Toronto. Everyone knows the Maple Leafs. Me coming around here, growing up, being a Leafs fan. It was a dream come true to get that phone call to go there, and it was nothing but amazing and a good time. And then this year I was invited up to the Boston Bruins camp.
Okay.
It's very special, very historic team. I was able to go there and just walking around that room and seeing Brad Marchand and Trace Bergeron and Charlie McAvoy, like all these guys just in the gym working out and stuff like that. It was just cool to see like how hard these guys work. You know, this guy's making $10 million a year and he's still working like this, and he's working really hard. And it's like that shows like they're here, but like they're here, like they're doing this every day because they want to. And it's amazing to see how hard these guys really work.
Well, they got some hot shot kids coming in there with a nice shot trying to take their job. So I guess they gotta keep up their game.
I mean, let's face it, you're the next wave of talent coming in. You know what I mean? And so, but it also kind of gives you a different perspective too, because it gives you an appreciation for what that you have to continue to do. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? To continue on your game and to try to get to that level where they're at. You know what I mean? Exactly. So, all right, we know that hockey players love to give each other nicknames. And well, so do you have one? And if so, can you give it to us?
The guys kind of just call me Hards. We got one guy on our team that loves to call everyone mate, so he calls me mate.
Is he Australian?
He's Australian or something?
Everyone on our team's just mate, something mate every time. So, it's usually just Hards, Hardie. It's not a little crazy one out there.
Okay. All right. And who gave you that one?
Just coaches down the line.
Okay.
It's been around, and then come to the league, you guys go, oh, what goes your last name? Because usually someone just adds like an E on the end of your name, but mine's already got that. So
right
there you go.
All right. So we discussed the fact that you can score, and the one thing that I've really noticed is you've improved upon your defense during all this. And, currently you're a plus 22 on the season, and you're projected to even finish the season a plus 35. So can you speak on, what you may have done to really achieve this? Because early on in your career, you were still a plus player, but not to this level.
Yeah, we got this. So this year, we got set up with this app called Instat. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it at all.
Okay.
So after each game, usually the morning of, they send you clips of your game. Like puck battles lost, puck battles won, entries in the zone, turnovers, like stuff like that. And you just click on the links, and it gives you like clips to every play. And every game, every morning, I'll wake up, I'll watch that, and you kind of just adapt and see what I did really well in this game, what I didn't do so well, and how I can, fix it. And then, my coaches are also really good with that stuff. So, they're really laid back, chill guys. So I know I'm comfortable walking into that office, talk to them, and I'll talk to them about it. They'll help me out. They'll show me clips. They'll help me for sure. And it's definitely helped me in my 5 years being here for sure.
That's awesome. You mentioned it a couple of times already, and getting to play for the Steelheads. Can you talk a little bit about the coach and the GM, James Richmond? I mean, he's won Coach of the Year last year, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you've talked about him. You know what I mean? What's? Can you speak more about your experience in dealing with him personally?
Yeah, even from the day I was drafted, I just felt so welcome and so inviting into the organization. And he's been my number one fan, my biggest supporter since I was 16. He's been there with me the whole time through my ups and downs. When I'm struggling, he's always there. When I'm on a high, he's always there. And, he's been nothing but amazing to make me the player and the man I am today. He's been great going through a lot, and, with a lot of different players coming in, a lot of different seasons happening. But, he's the same man every day, and he's always there to help us no matter what's going on. And he's been great for me for my 5 years for sure.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, it's always great to have somebody like that can kind of bring you along, you know what I mean? So that's awesome.
Right. All right. Well, we don't want to keep you too long. So lastly, do you have any advice for our younger viewers who may be still chasing that dream and hopefully at one time getting to play at the level you are today?
Yeah, I think just, don't take anything for granted. Work hard every day. Every day isn't guaranteed. You just got to go out there and work as hard as you can every single day. And for me, when I got to the OHL, like a dream come true for me, and now I'm, nearing the end of it, and it's crazy. It flew by. So, time is really valuable. So, don't take anything for granted. Enjoy each day and have fun.
Wow, that's awesome. We've heard that a lot, I think. What do you think, Lance?
Yeah, I mean,
Smell the roses.
It's a once in a lifetime opportunity, and we all know at some point hockey's got to stop, and you want to take it all in while you still can, and
exactly.
I still think there's a lot of hockey left for you, James, and
oh yeah,
I really appreciate you coming on the show, and I hope the best for you after this season, and hopefully you get that chance that's going to spark your ability to move on and into the pro ranks. So just appreciate you coming on, and it's been great watching you grow your game the past few seasons. So
awesome. Thanks so much, guys.
It's really been a joy to watch you progress, to watch how you've come from when we first talked to you, 2 years ago to where you are right now. You know what I mean? I think any team right now would be a fool to not be looking to sign somebody with your skill set and your talent, your 200-foot game, the fact that you can put the puck in the back of the net, your skating has gotten so much better. I don't know what's wrong with people. Smack them upside the head. Yeah. But we're looking forward to seeing you putting on an NHL jersey here in the very, very near future, and we're gonna be following you and keeping in, as we've said before, we're keeping tabs on you. You know what I'm saying? So like we said, we're gonna keep tabs on you and keep in touch with you. You know what I'm saying, right? Thank you very much for doing this, man. We really appreciate this, man. I can't tell you how excited we were to have you on here, to actually have you on and get to talk to you and be able to have this be the real thing here for the Prospect Watch, because you deserve to have your name out there. You deserve to have this recognition, and that's exactly what this show is about, is giving you that opportunity and giving you that window. So thank you very much, James, for being on.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Thanks so much.
All right, my man. What do you think, Lance?
Hey, man, another great show, another great prospect. So
I'm telling you, buddy, we just line them up and knock them down, don't we?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, buddy. We got another great one here, folks. We got to speak to the great James Hardie. That's right, captain of the Mississauga Steelheads. Thank you, James, for being on the show. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, Lance, thank you very much for setting us straight and getting us rolling. Thank you all very much for watching. This is the Prospect Watch, and we'll catch you guys all on the next episode. Catch you all later.